Hello, wrestling fans. Blake Smith from Walking the Ropes, and welcome to another episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review for AEW Dynamite from Houston, Texas. To open the show, we had a Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament quarterfinal. Samoa Joe versus the Joker. He's making his way to the ring, and he is going to be taking on the Joker, and they are making their AEW Dynamite debut. It is Johnny Elite, formerly Johnny Mundo, formerly Johnny Impact, formerly Johnny World, formerly Johnny. Um, uh, I believe there was Johnny Lucha Libre, Johnny. If he's gone somewhere, he's changed his last name to correspond to where he is. He is Johnny Elite here. John Morrison, if you've only ever watched WWE and you switched to AEW, he looks like he's in great shape. The best shape I'd say, but he's always in pretty damn good shape. They start hitting each other with strong moves and not really gaining an advantage with anything until Joe starts to wear Johnny down in the corner and then just running him down in the middle of the ring. Johnny, though, starts to come back with a series of submissions and then a handspring lariat, I can really only describe it as, followed by a barrel roll dive off the top rope. They continue to go back and forth, and both men look ready to end things as they smash one another with hard shots. Johnny sets up for a running move, and Joe just shoulder blocks him and sends him flying. Joe comes back and tries to lift, Johnny comes back and tries to lift Joe, but can't, and Joe just is dominating the match now. He sets up for the muscle buster, but Johnny fights out and goes to the top rope and hits a 450 for a near fall. He then sets up for what used to be the Starship Pain, but Joe just fights out and then hits the muscle buster for the win. Right after the match, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt come out and beat him down with a pipe, while Joe is held by Satnam Singh, and the best friends come out to make the save. For my WTR scale, I gave that a great. We then get Jeff Hardy confirming that he has been cleared for the match coming up tonight. The Bucks come in and start to act like concerned for him and ask him not to take the match. Says Adam Cole will kick his ass. Jeff says he's going to win the tournament, and Matt says that the Bucks will never be better than the Hardys. And the Bucks kind of leave. For my WTR scale, I gave that a good. We then get Hangman Adam Page versus Takeshita. I will not attempt that first name. I apologize. CM Punk is on commentary, and he's taking the opportunity to look a little closer at his opponent coming up. Maybe even trying to get into his head, because Hangman is taking on the very, very impressive Japanese star. This should be a great match. Page is more of a hard-hitting American style, with Takeshita being the more Japanese strong style. It doesn't take long for the pace to go nuts as they spill to the outside, and Takeshita starts to impress the champ as he stunts him multiple times, but Hangman stops him and they brawl on the apron. Page drops Takeshita and they continue to brawl on the outside, where Takeshita is really taking it to Hangman as he hits a Blue Thunder bomb, and they start to just go shot for shot with big kicks and Germans just dropping one another. They throw everything at one another, and Hangman gets distracted by staring at Punk. He really distracted himself. It almost costs Hangman as Takeshita hits him with everything he has. Hangman reverses a knee and a flying lariat and just straight shots. Looks like it's going to finish it against Takeshita, but they go to the top rope and Takeshita seems to reverse it with a big lariat, but Page flips out and goes for the buckshot lariat, but then he decides not to and hits the GTS for the win. CM Punk seems to be, he almost expected that to have happened, and he smiles watching on. Punk then stares down Page on the stage as they leave. Right up to our scale, I gave that a great. Fuego del Sol and the Dark Order call out the House of Black, and they say it's time to even the odds and take the fight to them. I'm very much looking forward to that. I want to see the House of Black get a little more physical, more fighting, more just in general. For my WTR scale, I gave that a good. We then get the Workhorsemen versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. The Workhorsemen have drawn the short straw of getting in the way of Swerve and Lee as they look to blow off some steam, having built up anger against Team Taz over the last few weeks. Swerve and Lee start out strong, taking control quickly, hitting Henry with whatever, and then just doing the same to JD Drake. Lee then squashes him, and then Lee and Swerve hit a big double team that I believe Excalibur called the Fall from Glory for the win. Lee says that that victory, he and Swerve are now a top 5 team in AEW, and before he continues, Hobbs and Starks come out to interrupt them. Says it's insane that Lee and Swerve would think they can challenge for the titles, and Swerve doesn't care before he can continue. The AEW Tag Team Champions come out. Cage says neither of these teams are the best. They are the best. And to prove so, they will challenge them to a 3-way tag title match at Double or Nothing. And also then challenges Swerve and Starks to a triple threat match against Jungle Boy next week to try and get the win back, and a little taste of what we're going to get at Double or Nothing. Very much am looking forward to that. My WTR scale, I gave that a great. Red and Chris talk about their upcoming match, and Red says she has changed and is not the same person she used to be. Statlander says that's the same for her, and it's going to be a very different match than whenever they have last seen each other. For my WTR scale, I gave this a meh. It just kind of felt there. Both of them didn't really feel interested in this interview. Wardlow then takes his 10 lashes as MJF makes his way out to prepare for these. He says if Wardlow doesn't take the 10 lashes and not retaliate, he will not get the match. He then tells Wardlow to enter, and he is shown handcuffed outside, and they walk him to the ring with all the security. MJF then spits in Wardlow's face and then gets a quick lash off, and Wardlow just doesn't even shrug. Then a second and a third and a fourth, fifth, a sixth, seventh with no reaction as MJF is just going nuts. Spears takes a turn, hits 8 and 9, and then gives a slight reaction from Wardlow. And MJF lines up for 10 and then just straight donkey kicks Wardlow in the dick. And just starts to whip him like crazy. MJF and Spears handcuff Wardlow, and then Spears holds him up so MJF can smash him with the diamond ring. And then Spears hits the C4, and MJF counts to 3 and stands over Wardlow. My WTR scale, I gave that a great. I cannot wait for Wardlow to get his hands on MJF. All of this is just building to that eventual squirming man falling. Roppongi Vice talk about being back together, and they want championship gold again. First the Ring of Honor tag titles, then the New Japan, senior heavyweights, or just the heavyweights, and then the AEW tag titles. And then for my WTR scale, I gave that a good. I'm looking forward to that. I love Roppongi Vice. Kyle O'Reilly versus Ray Phoenix in the men's quarterfinal for the Owen Hart tournament is next. Kyle comes out alone, with Ray Phoenix coming out with his whole team, and is accompanied to Alex at ringside as Pac and Penta leave after the entrance. Kyle tries to bait Phoenix in, and they take early control, but fails, and still manages to do so. Kyle and Phoenix couldn't be more different to know how to tear each other apart and in different ways. Kyle starts to take control, and Phoenix responds with his high-flying offense. Neither man really gains an edge, as they have an answer for everything. They spill to the outside, and Kyle gains control, destroying Phoenix with massive drop kicks. Kyle then kicked Phoenix in the knee, and it gives out and these two have done anything they can. Phoenix goes to catch on the ropes, but he can't because his arm is hurt. And then it changes tactics and hits a variation of a powerbomb, only for a near fall. Kyle then stops Phoenix dead in his tracks and then hits a double underhook butterfly suplex. He hits a couple of them, actually. Answered with a massive kick from Phoenix. They both look spent and are swinging wildly now. And then Kyle tries for an armbar, and Phoenix fights it off. Phoenix like he has it won now, and he hits a roll or goes for the rolling cutter, but Kyle catches him in the armbar and gets the win. My WTR scale, I gave that a great. They absolutely killed it. We then get the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Blackpool Combat Club and Santana and Ortiz and Kingston. Not a match at all, it's just a confrontation. It should be very interesting, as these two leaders, we'll call them, have a lot of history together. Jericho talks about how they were jumped last week, and now that this has just been thinking who's behind it all. Of course, it was Regal. Says though Regal would be dead. He said he thought Regal would be dead by now. Says he could have been one of the greatest of all time, like Jericho, but but he's not, and he is only in AEW now because of his proteges. He runs down everyone in the ring, calls them a royal flush of rejects, and then tells Regal to go home or he will throw a fireball in his face. Regal then calmly says since 1993 he's listened to him, tells him to be quiet. Says what kept him going is whenever Jericho was in the ring, he would go to Jericho's gear and shove his toothbrush up his ass. Jericho asks if they want a fight, and he's created a challenge. Or he says it's a match that he's created, and he challenges them to a stadium stampede. Moxley immediately tells him that won't be happening. Instead, it's going to be in front of all of the fans, a 5-on-5 gang warfare. Jericho says, you want anarchy, you got it, but says their team needs to get on the same page as they've been fighting all last year, talking to the Blackpool Combat Club. Runs down everything that has happened. Kingston says that he doesn't care about any of that and just wants to fight, but the JAS turns away and Kingston goes to chase after them, but Kingston and Danielson end up arguing as Danielson tried to stop him from following them. For my WTR scale, I gave that a great. Matt Sydal and Dante Martin say that I believe he was talking to the JAS, if they want to fight, there's no need to wait until Double or Nothing. They will fight on Rampage. And for my WTR scale, I gave that a good. Dr. Britt Baker takes on the Joker in the Owen Hart women's tournament quarter final. She is making her way to the ring to get ready for the Joker, and it is Maki Ito, her former tag team partner. They hug in the ring, and Britt tells her to lie down, and she does so, and then rolls up Britt instead of letting her win. It doesn't matter. She starts to roll, going for her kind of headbutt, but Britt then turns it into, her offense. Britt is in control, just toying with Ito, and tossing her around the ring. It looks like she could finish it whenever she wishes, and Ito, though, starts to power up with each headshot she takes, and then she starts hitting massive headbutts. She then hits her big headbutt drop, but only gets a near fall. This is when Britt comes back and is able to lock in the lockjaw for the win. Toni Storm comes to the stage afterwards and kind of stares down her opponent for next week. For the next round. For my WTR scale, I gave that a great. Tony Schiavone is in the ring. He's talking about how the Owen's going. Serena Deeb comes out to the ring and tells him to stop talking because he made himself an idiot, saying that Rosa was going to win. He then tells Dustin Rhodes to come out, or she then tells Dustin Rhodes to come out, and talking about how he kept putting her down and never respected her. Talks about what the Fed made her do, and then wants to hear why she can't beat Rosa. Tells him that he doesn't have the balls to tell her. She will get her respect when she wins. And Rosa comes out and Deeb slabs Dustin. Then Rosa kind of comes running in and is stopped by Dustin. She accidentally elbows him in the back of the head. And this allows Deeb to smash Rosa with the title and walk out with it. My WTR scale, I gave that a great. We then get our main event of the evening. Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole in the men's tournament semi-final. Jeff comes out for his entrance, and before he can even get done on the ramp, Adam Cole jumps him from behind, and they waste no time going full tilt. Jeff takes it to Cole, spilling to the outside, and Cole, though, turns it around on him and tosses him into the steps. From there, though, Cole takes control as he slowly starts to pick apart Hardy. Cole looks like he is ready to end it as he just smashes Jeff into the corner. Jeff, though, does start to show some life as he drops Cole face first and starts to string together some offense. Jeff goes for a whisper in the wind, and Cole hits a super kick out of nowhere. Cole goes for to lower the boom, but Jeff ducks it and hits a twist of fate, followed by the twist of fate, which is just the reversed twist of hate, or twist of fate, followed by a twist of hate, which is the reverse twist of fate. And then goes for the Swanton Bomb, but Cole rolled out of the way, and then he lowers the boom and gets the win. Cole is in the finals, and after the match, the Bucks come out to distract the Hardys, and Cole is able to hit them from behind, allowing for the BTE trigger on Matt Hardy. Darby and Sting, though, come out to make the save, clearing the ring when Red Dragon comes out and they outnumber Sting. They take him out by putting a chair in his leg, like wrapping it up on the ankle and jumping on it from the middle rope as Dynamite goes off of the air. For my WTR scale, I gave that a great. And for my overall of the show, I gave it a great. That was a fantastic show from start to finish. For my segment of the night, I gave it to Jericho and Regal. That was probably the best, one of the best segments. I always love when they're on the mic. Match of the night goes to Joe and Johnny. I thought that was a very good opening match, and they did a awesome job. My performer of the night goes to Jeff Hardy. He had 2 main event matches in 2 weeks, and that's just incredible. I love it. Love seeing Jeff Hardy in main events. In general, I love seeing Jeff Hardy. But that is all for this episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review. Thank you all for dropping in. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications whenever we upload a video. And I'll see you in the next one.